Before I make this video, I want to let you guys know that I have nothing against these individuals. So if you guys are watching this, I am going to insinuate some guys in the industry. No, I do not want you guys to mention them in the comment section. I'm not trying to make this into a slam video. This is more to help you out in this video to learn how to utilize social circle in the proper way, in a way that's actually going to benefit you. I come from the headspace that anybody that is trying to help you out or anybody in the industry, that they are a kindred spirit to me and they do not need me to fucking be bashing on them at all. They're trying to help us all out. They're trying to further men that need help in the industry, that want to also have better results to the opposite sex. I don't see any reason to throw shade at somebody in these situations, somebody that is trying to help you out. Whether they are doing a good job or a bad job, whether they're giving good advice or bad advice, I'm not here to call them out. And I could always be wrong. I could learn maybe in a couple years that maybe the advice they were giving was all along correct. However, in my current headspace, the way that I see it, they're teaching social circle completely wrong. A lot of the guys that are teaching this are teaching either completely crap strategies or teaching a strategy that maybe they didn't use themselves to develop their social circle. Firstly, I'm gonna teach what I think is wrong with the social circle industry. Then I'm gonna give you cutting edge social circle tech that I've developed over the past 2 years. These are strategies I've been working on and have been trying and experimenting with, been brainstorming for a long time. I really wanted to get good at this. I don't like having industry or part of game that I don't work with or that I don't have. I wanna have a full repertoire. And I want it being something that you can utilize, something that can be mainstream, something that any individual in any situation can implement in his life, that he doesn't have to be famous or rich to use and utilize. I want somebody that isn't charismatic to be able to build a social circle. I want somebody that doesn't have to go and buy a yacht to develop this. I don't need somebody to become a famous YouTuber to implement this strategy. But with the current era of social circle game, I think it's absolutely ineffective, and I want to fix that. I don't like it that a lot of the guys are getting into this and not finding results. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Acetone, I'm really in the streets with it. Fourth quarter pressure, 5-ton jack with the metal box.
I have made friends with a lot of these guys who are in the social circle industry. I've also have worked amongst a lot of the guys that teach social circle or have been in their programs. I've studied it, I've broken it down, I've thought it through, and to me, it doesn't make sense. The way they're coaching their clients isn't the way that they're getting their results. Or they're even using their clients as promoters for their own events instead of actually teaching them and coaching them. Some of the clients can't even get results. They come to the boot camp, and if they're not charismatic, well off enough financially, honestly, the coaches just dump them and say, fuck it, I can't figure you out. You weren't made to do the system. And it's not my fault, it's your fault. A lot of the guys use the promise of fame to get girls or even living quarters or of money situation, financial situations, of a party or of something that they can give them that you can't. I just feel like this is super disingenuous to a lot of the guys that are getting into this, that are trying to figure this out. You're promised a social circle of gorgeous women, and yet you guys are coming to this and being completely dropped on your ass. I have a lot of my female friends here in Las Vegas who go to some of these social circle game parties where these guys are throwing little house parties or events, and the girls come back to me and say, man, these guys are fucking creepy. The coaches are creepy, the clients are creepy. I didn't want to be there. We just stood in the corner and avoided everybody. Ultimately, I think that this is a very limiting way to coach game, teaching a one-size-fits-all. I've always preached against this. It's a strategy that will help a small portion of men, but not all men. It's a strategy that isn't tailor-fit to the client, and a good coaching strategy has to be pliable, has to be moldable. It's not that if the strategy doesn't work for you, you suck, or that you are just not made to do this. That's not what it is. That's a bad coach. Another thing that really bugs me with these guys is they say that cold approach is stupid or unhelpful or doesn't work.
Cold approach doesn't work. Nya, 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 nya. Only losers would ever say hi to a girl they don't know.
But they're looking at it from the wrong angles. I honestly feel from my perspective that a lot of these coaches are just honestly afraid to put themselves out there and to risk rejection. I think they're really terrified of it. And I think they're backwards rationalizing their reasoning for it. Because if your ultimate goal is to build a social circle, why would you not want to be extroverted and get yourself out there? Why would you not talk to people? Why would you not talk to strangers? Where are you getting these strangers? Well, apparently you're getting from Instagram. How are you getting them from Instagram, though, if you're not gaming? One of the strategies is that you message thousands of girls on Instagram. And then through messaging them on Instagram, you get one or two to come hang out with you. Now, how is a guy who is incapable of approaching girls going to handle those two girls? Is he going to do it in a very charismatic, sexy way? Is he going to do it in a masculine way? The girls are going to be attracted to him? Or not? Is he going to do it in a way where the girl's like, I could be best friends with him, I can hang out with this guy, this guy's very relaxed and cool? Or is he not? Anybody who's watched this channel for any portion of time already knows the answer. He's going to creep the girls out. He's not approaching. If he isn't already that charismatic, cool guy, if he's not already getting results with women, it's just not going to work. And if they were only to go out and game, they could develop the social skills that they would need to talk to these women. And for those of them who are already getting results, if they were to game, they would have even better results with women. They would have a better job at attracting them. They wouldn't need to fucking like put in all these fucking weird ass games. They would do way fucking better. Why can't you have both social circle and cold approach? Because they both fit together really well. And it doesn't make sense to isolate the issue and say, no, that doesn't work. There's no reason not to go out and cold approach. So I still don't get what the reasoning is. Why do you have to do one or the other? Why not do both? And as a guy who's also classically gotten an ego about certain styles of game, I get this. I get like getting into a train of thought and saying the other strategies don't work. I used to do the same thing about cold approach, and I realized that was stupid. And so then I started working my dating apps, started working my social circle, started working on Instagram, started working on different flavors. The honest truth is that I feel like not only is it an ego thing, but I think it's a seductive sales strategy. You never have to go out and get rejected. No. You just have to build a social circle. Yeah, you just have to build a social circle and you can avoid all the rejection. You can avoid having to develop charisma, social abilities, to develop a personality. You can stay the same person and still be good with girls. It's a seductive strategy. It's grifting. It's selling a fairy tale. You don't have to become a better man to attract more girls. You could stay the same person and still get the fucking women. You don't have to change and become better. Stay the same person and I'll teach you how to get girls. You never have to get rejected. You never have to go through pain or struggle. You never have to develop a core personality, an internal locus of control. You never have to develop masculinity. I also have a strange suspicion that these guys are also using their clients as promoters. Promoters that not only are working for free, but are paying them to be their promoters. All the social circle coaches I know currently are teaching strategies that they didn't employ themselves, saying that will work for you, but they've never used. They're either managers at strip clubs, or they're promoters, or they run porn houses. Something that you, the viewer, probably are not going to do. You guys have your own jobs where you make your money, you guys have your own purposes, and you're not gonna become a strip club promoter to start getting around more hot girls. It comes across grifty and disingenuous. Now, here's some strategies I do like and that I am going to employ in this video. Number one, Instagram. I like that they use and utilize Instagram. You guys should be doing the same thing. Young, hot girls now are going to look at your Instagram. They want to see the man they're going to be on a date with or going to be dating in general. If you have a really good Instagram where you look socially intelligent, you look alive, you're having fun, you look relaxed, you look like you'd be fun on a date, guess what? It's going to raise your chances a lot of going on a date with her. And it's also going to raise retention. There's also so much more ways that you can message a girl on. I actually do like the idea of Instagram. And for this reason, you should start taking photos. Get into photo shoots. Learn how to take good photos. And yes, you can. Stop making excuses. Please stop making excuses. Stop it, please. Jesus Christ. Another strategy I like is throwing events/parties. I think that's a great idea. If you have a social circle, you should be throwing events and parties. You should have venues or situations or tables where the girls are isolated with you and your friends so that you aren't having to compete with the other riffraff in a club. The last part I do like is befriending girls. Now, there is one company in particular that mentions that for the first 2 years, you shouldn't be sleeping with the girls that you are talking to. But I think that's just a very flat strategy. I do like some things from it, but it just doesn't make sense. And this guy even mentioned that guys can't truly be friends with girls, which I disagree with. I absolutely disagree with this. And it makes me think that the guy's not getting as good of results with women as he says. Because for me, as I started getting more sex, becoming true friends with girls was a lot easier. I don't need to fuck. I don't need to have sex. I'm over that hump. And being real friends with girls, yes, it is rare for a guy to be capable of being real friends with girls, but I've not had any issues with maintaining female friends up to this point. And I don't look at them like objects. I look at them as actual friends. They're not like this meal ticket to getting more girls. They're actually, I care about them. Which, if you're one of those individuals who wants to make female friends, you have to first get good at sex. You have to first get abundant with sex for it to be possible, for you to start looking at girls like people instead of like oxygen or something that you need. Because you got to get to that point where you realize you don't need them, while also still getting results with them, which is the catch-22. Which is also why you need to develop your cold approach skills, your charisma. It's not something you're going to be able to skip. Let's get into the mindsets and personality traits you're going to need to maintain a high quality female social circle. Now, if you were to hold a wet bar of soap in your hand, do you just hold the wet bar of soap like this, or do you death grip it? You hold it in your hand. If you're to death grip it, of course it's gonna shoot out of your hand. In the same way, holding a conversation or being around a girl should feel like holding a bar of soap. You should assume it's gonna be there and not have to death grip the conversation constantly or try to control it. Good charisma isn't control. It's controlling yourself over the other person. You should assume it's gonna be there. And from that headspace, you can start being more authentic and cool with a girl. You can start putting your brain in places that is more beneficial in a conversation instead of like constantly trying to manipulate and to puppeteer people around you. Yes, there are strategies that I employ to do this, but it's not something that it's not a main part of my game. And I found it's actually not helpful for a lot of my clients. I find it's a lot better to work on their personality, and it's a lot more of a straight shot. It's not something that you don't have to like constantly play games with people around you. And it's just more effective. It's just more effective just to fix the core person itself. It's a lot easier, and it facilitates a change and gets the guy results a lot faster than focusing purely on tactics. Yes, I do teach tactics, but it shouldn't be the core of your game. Believing you are sexy. You have to believe in yourself before she does. And if you believe you're sexy, you won't try so hard. Which, again, comes through going on cold approaching. Because you have to develop that ability to believe you're sexy by losing and winning, by building a backbone, by also getting the wins. And you do that by getting yourself out there and getting social, getting extroverted. Next, you should love people. Love people. View them as your family until they prove otherwise. When you walk to a venue, you should look at everybody there as a potential friend, as somebody that can facilitate the fun, as something great. And when you are leading a female social circle, when you're taking them somewhere, your goal is not to take them for some nefarious end or for some selfish gain. Yes, there should be some portion of that, but it's also because you were like Moses parting the Red Sea, leading your people to a good time. Women, when they go out, when they hang out with you, when they hang out with their friends, they want to relax and have fun. They've been working their asses off all week. And then if you're over here being all calculated, they're going to sense it. They're going to feel the energy. Now, if your true goal is to have fun, you align your goals with theirs, and then they have fun. Lead them to the good time. Be Moses parting the Red Sea. This will make you a great leader with women. Nextly, it will help you out if you have some kind of value to give in some way, form, or fashion. A really easy strategy to do is just to be somebody that is relaxed, empathetic, happy, and caring. Emotions are contagious, and by you feeling this way, that is a naturally giving energy because you make people around you feel good by you feeling good. Another way is to maybe be the linchpin of social situations. Maybe you can introduce somebody to somebody else. Maybe you can get somebody somewhere. Maybe you can do this or that. Or maybe you, in your particular skill set, maybe you're somebody who's good with AI software. Find a way to use that to give people value. If you give value, you'll be more free of outcome because you're like, I give you something. So I don't need to work so hard to garner your favor, and I could be more relaxed and on my heels, and I could be more chill, and I could just enjoy my life. Now the next one is narrative. If somebody leaves, they're going to be replaced with somebody else. If a girl leaves, you're going to replace her with somebody else. When you feel lonely, that's that drive that pulls people into your life. It's actually a good thing that you feel lonely, because what it means is there's a place in your roster that needs filling, and now that loneliness is going to have you search for that person. It's have you find them. And if you're somebody that's evolving and growing, that next person that fills that roster that just got opened up is going to be a better person because you've been evolving and getting better. You should have boundaries with guys and girls, clear boundaries, things that you will not tolerate, things that you're willing to step up to the plate and tell somebody, hey, look, this is something that I need in my life. I don't like that you do this. Please don't do this. You need to be able to have boundaries with those people you're going to keep around you and keep close. Now, when I say be authentic, if you're somebody who's still dark worm or who's negative or is this or that, don't be yourself yet. Okay, don't be yourself yet. Start faking like you are the better person until you are the better person. Then when you are the better person, make it authentic and make it a core tenet of your personality. You want to fake it till you make it, then once you make it, be yourself. Now, here are the mechanics of this system. You want to differentiate between friends and acquaintances. A friend is somebody that honestly gives a fuck about you, whether you're winning or losing. An acquaintance is somebody who likes you because you give them something back, and in the same way, you should only like them if they give you something back. If like, it should be tit for tat. If a person's capable of truly loving you, then you give them that true love. Now, if they're only capable of loving you because you give them something, give them that back. Don't waste your energy on somebody that's not worth it. You want to differentiate between these two people. Now, the next piece is actually core to using cold approach and social circle in the same way. A lot of you guys, when you guys go to clubs, you guys only approach hot girls. Stop doing this. Approach everybody. Approach guys, approach ugly girls, approach couples, approach everybody. Make it a natural part of what you're doing. Start building a social circle this way and then add them to your Instagram. Now, if you're going to the same venues repeatedly over time, you're going to start creating a social circle within that venue, wherever it is. You're going to keep continually running into the same people. If I go out, a lot of you guys who've been on boot camps with me, you guys will notice that I know pretty much everybody, and that's because I do this. I approach ugly girls, I approach attractive girls, I don't treat anybody differently. Now, if you are that guy's only approaching hot girls, guess what? By you only approaching her, you are naturally putting her on a pedestal. Now, if you are somebody who is approaching everybody but the hot girl, you're also still putting her on the pedestal. You should treat her in the same way you would anybody else. Obviously, with sexual intent involved, if you do find her attractive, that's the one caveat. But aside from that, you should be approaching everybody. Make friends with everybody. And you don't know who's going to be valuable in your life or who's going to be that one person who may even already have his own social circle. You approach one guy who has a social circle of hot girls, and guess what? Now you can merge his social circle with yours, and now you have a battalion of hot girls at your fingertips. This is how you supercharge your friend-making abilities. One, assume everybody's your best friend when you approach them. This will give you that warm feeling when you talk to them. A lot of you guys have been on calls with me, I come across warm, don't I? It's because I tell myself you are my best friend. I tell myself you are family. Especially if you guys come to me for coaching, you are more than family. You guys are paying me to do something I love doing and facilitating my lifestyle. That's incredible. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you guys are getting the equal value. So in the same way, when you guys go to the clubs, I want you guys to assume when you approach somebody that they are your best friend. Train yourself to think like this. Don't look at people like they're the enemy. Don't look at them like you are combatants at war. Look at it like you guys are on the same team. You guys all want to have fun. Let's all have fun together. Let's work together to have fun. Over time of you doing this, you're going to start becoming a local celebrity. If you know everybody, if you give value, if you are adding everybody on Instagram, over time of you doing this, you'll eventually become a local celebrity, especially if you're also talented. If you guys are developing a lifestyle and skill sets outside of this, which you guys should be, you guys are going to be admired by other people. You guys are going to be looked up to. And then over time, you can become a local celebrity. And what do girls like? They like fame. They like popularity. They always have. Guess what? You have it now. You are now locally famous and popular. Now, the next piece is actually something I thought about for a long time. Developing your own personal club. What do I mean by this? I mean, start throwing parties on a regular schedule. Maybe every other week, maybe once a month. Maybe give it a name. Start posting up on your Instagram. Start maybe promoting it, creating trailers. Start inviting people. When you guys open these spots up, have a pre-party for your close friends so that when people walk in an hour later with all your friends having fun, chilling out, dancing, playing pool, they walk into this party and like, oh cool, the party's bumping. Awesome. Now they don't leave. So now you have party retention. You also want to close the curtains, make it dark, close down the rooms, except for the main room until the party gets bigger, and then consecutively open up the rooms as the party gets more filled up, overwhelmed. Have things to do at the party. Have pool, have card games, have drinks, have food, have stuff that people can do and to help facilitate conversations for people. Have things that will keep them entertained, keep them around longer. I want you guys to also work on your Instagram. Turn it into a landing page. For those who don't know what landing page is, here it is right here. You want to go to land on your Instagram and say, hey, this is a guy that either one, I want to be friends with, or two, I want to fucking date. Now, if you guys are curious what this looks like, I have my Instagram right here. Check it out. I'm working on it. I'm still building it up. I'm still working on my photos and how to do this. I have reels that make me look sexy, that make me look confident, that are me in the pocket, in the zone, that are me in state, so that when girls click on it and they see me like super having fun, relax, and chill, being again in the zone, they're more likely to get turned on. Now, if I have videos of me being super in my head and nervous, it's going to have the opposite effect. Now, here's actually the really cool caveat to this. Now, let's say you approach a cute girl. Now, let's say she's not attracted to you. Oh no, what do? You friend zone her. You friend zone her. Guess what? Friend zone her. Oh no, we're back to the friend zone again. Oh no, what do I do? How do I get out of here? No, look, it's a good thing to be in the friend zone, especially if you are somebody who's developing cold approach and a social circle. Why? Because you are going to be bringing around other girls. You're also going to use her to pick up other girls. And she's going to give you pre-selection. And in the same way, by her coming into your social circle, she's going to see you with pre-selection, and it's going to make her more likely to date you. She may not like you at first, but now they have pre-selection, and as your game improves as well, she's also likely to fuck you. Maybe she didn't like you at first, but as you keep proving yourself over time on your Instagram, on your nights out, with her seeing you with other girls, she's going to become attracted to you even if she wasn't at first. Now, I want you guys to find a spot in your city where you can develop your social circle. I find country bars are really cool because country bars already have pre-made social circles. So you can utilize those social circles to create, to pull them in and then from there become the leader of those social circles. If you're a guy who cold approaches, it's not that hard. You're going to be by far the most charismatic person in the venue. And if you're the most charismatic person in the venue and in the social circle, you're going to rise to the top naturally. Then you want to have a place where you can practice your cold approach, somewhere where you have more anonymity. Fuck it, whatever. Somewhere that you can approach a lot, mainly a club, or somewhere that you can just approach a lot of people, develop that grind, get rejected. Now, there's actually one strategy I've tried, which I think is pretty fucking cool, and I just want to more mention it. So I want to hire bodyguards. So hiring bodyguards was a really cool strategy of mine that I thought about for a long time, and I want to do it again, and I was thinking about actually filming it. So going to a club and using the bodyguards not to protect you, but to make you look famous by, if you have to go somewhere, they flash flashlights, they move people out of the way subtly, they get you around somewhere, maybe they protect you in a certain area, they wall people off from getting near you. They are somebody, their whole job basically is to look uniform, to wear suits, to be big motherfuckers, and to make you look famous. And to be fair, it's a fire strategy. And actually, I do want to turn this into a YouTube video, and I want to also run a boot camp while I'm doing this. If you are interested in doing this, I'm going to turn it into a YouTube video. So if you are interested in jumping on, it's going to be half off for one reason. I want the people to jump on. They're going to be in the video. I want this to be a bootcamp video. I will be blurring people's faces out as a heads up, but for the simple fact you're going to be my YouTube channel, I know it's really scary letting people know that you are working on your charisma, on your social skills, and you're watching a dating coach on YouTube. So if you're one of those people who's confident enough to do that, let me know. Text me. Text Social Circle to 702-841-9909 if you're interested in jumping on this bootcamp. We're going to be running it in March in Las Vegas. Now, ultimately, I know it's really scary doing cold approach and whatnot. It's seductive to think that you don't have to. And I get why so many guys are jumping on the bandwagon saying, yes, that social circle is the true way to do this. And that cold approach is so stupid, and thank God I don't have to do it because it's so scary. Look, guys, if you guys are not currently where you want to be with women or you want to get even better, you're not going to get there by just doing nothing. You have to work on yourself. You have to become something different. If you are doing the same thing you've always done, and guess what? It's not going to change shit. It's not working for the majority of clients that don't already have their cold approach shit in place. They also, too, this is a big thing I don't like, the whole telling guys not to have sex with girls for the first 2 years of talking to them. It's like I actually had the situation, the guy's probably watching this video at this point, where I told him that the 2 girls he was with wanted to fuck him and they thought he was gay, and that unless he had sex with them, he was never going to see them again. And I called it. If you guys are like following this strategy, you can't, it's just too rigid a strategy to work in all scenarios, and it's just like they didn't think it through. It just doesn't make sense. There's a more, it's almost like they got so egotistical up their own ass that they didn't think, oh wait, maybe there's a more intricate strategy to this than what I'm promoting. Maybe there's a better way of doing this, and there's a way better way than what they're teaching, and it's a way I'm telling you guys right now. And honestly, I'm gonna perfect this over the next year. This isn't a static strategy. I'm not a coach that just sits on my ass and comes to an overarching theory of everything and just says, yes, this is it, and I never have to work on my coaching or my game ever again. I improve every year. I get better every year at coaching and game, and you guys should too. This is not something that you guys want to get into and then just say, I never have to do that again. It's like working out. Are you ever expecting to not ever work out again? No. You should love game. Become game. Like, game should be you. You should love becoming more charismatic. You should love going out and socializing. I love it so much. It's hard for me to sit in this chair and shoot this video. I want to go on game. I want to go out and hit this shit. I want to go fuck shit up. And it's a lot of fun now. Now, the same way it's like hard at first to like play a guitar instrument, at some point it becomes fun. Do it long enough until it becomes fun. Stop looking at this like work. It's not work. This is hilariously fun. This is so great. It's amazing that we get to do this. We're one of the rare few that is lucky enough to do this. People don't know that you can attract girls. That people don't know that you can improve with the opposite sex. People don't know you can become more charismatic. They think that charisma is a static thing. That's something that has to do with genetics. It has nothing to do with genetics. It has to do with you, the way you move, the way that you believe in yourself, the way that you present yourself. And this is something that you can get. All right, guys, I hope this helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions, leave in the comment section below. And with that being said, peace.
Fourth quarter pressure, bread when stamp, with the metal box, 5-ton jack. Fourth quarter pressure, bread when stamp, with the metal box, 5-ton jack. Hey, you ever jumped out on a nigga block, you heard me, and just been like, hey, who the big dog is? I'm getting them whole, I'm getting the load, they come up with